Elizabeth here for 40 and Fish, and I'm here to talk about how I got rid of algae in the tank behind me. 60-gallon tank I've had for now 3-ish years. I've had rainbows in it, and if you guys had seen it in about September of this year or last year in 2023, it was hot garbage. There was algae everywhere, blackbeard algae everywhere. I stopped cleaning the glass. And now, as you can see, my tank is relatively clear. And hopefully you're not really seeing a lot of the blackbeard algae, though I will show you in just a second that it's not completely algae free. So how did I get my tank to be almost algae free? Because here's the thing, listen, no one in this world has a tank that is completely algae free. You can see on the sides it still kind of exists, and on the back it does, but the front, it's gotten so much better. I wish I could show you before and after pictures, but I want to talk about the 5 things I did between last September and now February of 2024 that I did to almost get rid of the bad algae in my tank. So first off, I want to be completely transparent in the fact that algae is not completely gone. It's hard to tell, but there's still some green spot algae. Maybe if I show it to you guys from this side a little bit, it's kind of hard to see. I also still have remnants of blackbeard algae, and I have it around the filter. I spot treat these, with hydrogen peroxide. But yeah, it's still a work in progress. So I don't want anyone thinking that this is a perfect aquarium. It certainly isn't. One of the first things I did was get more Nerite snails. And this was a game changer for me. I had already had one, and the reason I had a Nerite snail instead of any other snails, one, I can't stand pond snails, and I had a mystery snail, and I was very lucky it didn't lay eggs. And the clutches of eggs, like, terrify me. So I'm gonna be dead honest with y'all. I just didn't want to deal with nasty eggs from mystery snails. And I heard that Nerite snails were really good, but I only had one for an entire 60-gallon tank, right? So what I did was I got about 8 more. And so I have 9. They're scattered all throughout the tank. It's really hard to see, but there's one right there. And the rest, I don't know exactly where they are. But this one's the one I can see. Obviously it needs a little bit of calcium, so I'll probably put some Cuttlebone in later this week. But that was the first thing I did. The second thing I did was get a mono shrimp. And I have about 7 of these guys. I think I have roughly 7. They have thrived in my tank. They've gotten bigger. I've actually had, I'm gonna be honest, I cheated. I had 3 prior to this, and they're huge, but right now they're hiding. This guy's out. Oh, actually, just kidding. I found you. There he is. There's one of the big ones right there. And these guys have helped too. What is really good about them is they won't eat active blackbeard algae, but if you kill it with hydrogen peroxide, they'll come in and eat it afterwards. So they helped quite a bit. And now we have the grand champion of blackbeard algae, and that's this guy up here. I got a flagfish, and in fact, because he was successful, I got 2 more flagfish. They've been great in my aquarium. Now keep in mind, my aquarium is full of rainbow fish, right? And a Acara, right? These guys are a bit known in the fish hobby as being a bit bullyish, so I would not put them in with more peaceful, as you can see, I would not put them in with more peaceful fish, but these fish are fast swimmers or they're semi-aggressive, like this electric blue Acara, and so far there's not been any huge issues, and this guy was one of the first things I got. He snacks on algae all day. I see them. In fact, this one, it's hard to see in that corner, is snacking on algae right now as we speak, so perfect timing. But get yourself a Florida flagfish if you can. The 4th thing I did was expensive, so just to warn you, but I decided I was going to plant up this tank, and that was kind of the thing. If you'd seen this tank back in, Coolie Loach sighting, sorry. But if you'd seen this tank back in September, the only thing that was still alive were these chain swords, or sorry, these, I think they're dwarf vow, some sort of dwarf vow right here, like these guys. And so I decided to group them up together, And then I went on a spending spree, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I spent well over probably $200 on plants. And I know that's pricey and not manageable for most people, but I planted up this aquarium. However, if you're really in a pinch, this plant right here, I highly recommend because it's cheap and you can buy it on Amazon. This is Creeping Jenny. It looks like Bacopa, it's not. And it does a superb job of sucking out nitrate, ammonia, and so on and so forth. It also can grow immersed like this up here, and I have it growing out like that. And it can grow submersed. This is the only plant I've ever gotten that I bought immersed, meaning it had grown out of the water. I put it in the water and there was no conversion at all. It was perfect. So it's a cheap option. Fill your tank up with these if you can't afford, you know, your more traditional aquatic plants. Last but certainly not least was floating plants. This is the #1 ingredient to getting rid of algae that I've found. And I've actually just pulled a lot of this frog bit out. So this is frog bit, this is water lettuce right here. And water lettuce is cool because it has these nice roots and the fish really like to hang out in it. And you can see that it's making new water lettuce. I see the roots. Floating plants has really helped because it pulls out the nitrates, it pulls out the ammonia, and it makes more of these floating plants. And then you can just throw them away because seriously, they reproduce so much. And the key here is that algae loves nitrates and ammonia, and it grows and flourishes on that. And these guys pull all that out. They pull all it out, and you can just pull the plants out as you need, right? And take it out. So the algae doesn't have the nutrients to grow. And so that's how I did it. And again, it's not completely algae free, but it's so much better than it was before. The tank looks a lot healthier, and I know for a fact it is a lot healthier. And let me know what you would like to see next. Obviously, this doesn't get rid of all tank maintenance. I gotta go in here and kind of scrape the glass a little bit. That's never gonna go away. But in any case, let me know what you would like to see next. And thanks for listening, and thanks for watching.